Hey guys, it's July 24th, and today I'm just going to walk through. It's a Friday, and Fridays are always interesting because that marks the end of the trading week. And oftentimes I'll have a number of positions that are going to expire. And when I say positions, I mean different contracts that I wrote or sold against a number of different stock tickers or positions. So the first thing I was going to talk about today, just for a minute, is this, and this is in the Prosper Trading app, um, and this is the app that I built. And if you want to learn more about it, just click on the link in the description box. But here it has the VIX. This is it actually shows the volatility. It's called the volatility index, and the so it measures the market's expectation of the 30-day volatility in the S&P 500. And today, you can see that, between 15 and 20 is normal or stable. And we're climbing towards 19. So it's a little bit, but we're not into that 20, 30 or the high or the extreme. So we're sitting in a pretty good place. If you're in the extreme, or even the high slash fearful, you just have to be careful. That's where things can get a little bit crazy. And when, in the markets, whenever fear or greed rule, that's where things can get a little bit dangerous. So you want it to be, I typically like to see it right here in the normal stable range. We've had over the summer a few days in the low complacent, but but we're usually right here in the normal stable area. And you can see that my goal for the month is 150. I'm right at around 106. So I'm still trying to make my way there. We'll see if we can pull it off. And then just another indicator here is the daily theta capture. And it tells you your portfolio's passive income engine rating. That means what is the total value, daily value, across all of your open positions. So it says this: if I do nothing today and all my short options simply decay by one day, how much premium do I collect? Think of it as the odometer on your income generating machine. It tells you the current rate at which time is working in your favor. And then you can, if you want to do more about theta, you can go look that up on chat or Google. But you can see that I'm pretty consistently around the 8,000 range. Sometimes I have elevated days, 14, 11. So that's just a couple of points to kick off today. I wanted to just go into my daily process. I come into my daily actions here, and I'm going to look at the first thing you see when you come in terms of daily actions, are just it shows all my different positions. And I can see that there's quite a few. How many total positions do I have right now? 94. So under 100. It's not a ton. I'm going to see which ones are expiring today. DTE of 1 or 0 are ones that are expiring today. Looks like that one's it's okay. I'm just seeing if there's any that I want to roll. I was going to show that. That one's a little bit in the money. I'm just going to leave that. Let's see what else we got. I might roll this one. I'm going to show you what it means to roll. Roll means that you take a position that's going to expire today. I'm going to buy it back at a certain price, and then I'm going to turn around and resell it and roll the expiration date and roll it down the road a little bit. So I'm going to do it with these two. So what I do is I come here, click on the three dots, and it says roll position. And what this is doing is fetching all of the different contracts in the future. And some of these I can roll out So, for example, if I roll this out to August 13th, I'm still going to collect $625 for this one. But I'm also going to I'm going to lower the strike price just a little bit because it went down this week. And or if I believe that it's going to climb back up to at or above the strike, then I can just keep it at the current strike price and just kick it down the road a little bit. So I've got those as options. I think right now I'm just going to kick this down the road a little bit. So here's my order ticket. Tells me what I'm doing. It's I'm rolling to. It's at 123. I'm going to roll it to 123, and I'm going to collect a new premium of $18 per share. So that's a net of 743. Highest probability to fill. Very likely to fill. Submit roll. And off it went. Let's see here. I think I'm actually getting some notifications on my phone. Okay. I'm just going to let that keep monitoring. I have another one here. We do the same thing. Roll position. And you can do this inside your own brokerage as well, but this one I'm just this one here. You can also, I'm going to take it down a couple. You can see how that, I'm going to take a look at this. Look at the ticket. Oh no. Cancel that for a second. Basics, Lucid, that one's okay. This one right here. Roll that one again. Oh, it's another one. I'm just gonna take it out to August 13th. So we're gonna collect a credit on it. Submit that through. So yeah, that's it for today. So now I'm gonna go and look at any that I can buy back. So you can see some of these expire today. I have several that expire either today or later on. And I think since a lot of these are calls, I'm just going to buy these back. Again, I think I've explained this before. If you owned a motorcycle, you sold it today for $500 because of the movement of the market. If all of a sudden there was a flood of motorcycles in your local area and you wanted to buy it back, because there's such high supply and low demand, the price could drop all the way, could drop down to like $25. So you can turn around and you can now sell, you can buy it back at like $200 and or even $20 depending, and then you can turn around and sell it for $500 on a different day down the road. And that's the interesting thing about the markets. I mean, just based on certain movement and things can get a little bit crazy because of market factors. All right. See if there's anything else. Now I'm gonna go ahead and review these. Got quite a few. I'm gonna go ahead and buy them back, and then I'm going to sell new ones for a profit. I always like to just put this in the middle. There's a buyer and a seller. Both want to get their best price, and so what I do is I put it right in the middle, and typically that's kind of the right place for these to fill. Sometimes they don't, so I'm going to execute that now. And now I'm going to submit it. Give it just a minute there. It's validating these, and now off they go. Yep, I can see them here on my phone. They're going through. Yeah, and hopefully if you're watching these dailies, you're seeing that the process is fairly simple, pretty straightforward, and pretty routine. And I don't know if you heard of the notion of dollar cost averaging, and that's what I like to do with trading. Now, if you buy and hold stock, then you're probably pretty familiar with dollar cost averaging. It's just where you put, regardless of the markets, regardless of what's going on, you just consistently on almost an automated schedule, you're just buying a certain amount of stock because you know that over time the markets do go up, and because of your consistency and longevity, you just come out solid as you go. And that's the way I look at options trading too. I'm not trying to go and knock things out of the park. I just want to consistently, daily, dollar cost average, kind of edge my way into the market, uh, uh, acquiring stock typically at a discount, and then just consistently selling contracts against it, not at a high risk level, just at a very consistent level for good longevity. So now that I bought those back, I'm going to go sell calls. I'm going to see how many calls. Well, before I do that, let's just pop up here and take a look at working orders, because this is going to tell me how many of my positions. There's quite a few positions. Just so one thing that you can do is I can go and kind of reset the price on some of these and just make them even maybe a little bit more appealing. And it's kind of interesting because, yeah, I'm just going to move these to the middle. AI sometimes will kind of reset these, but I'm just going to set them right there. And then looks like a number of these are filling. It should give me a little. So quite a few of those went through. A few didn't. And then sometimes you can just do it again. Do this. Or I can individually select some of these like that. Leave those roles where they are. Well, looks like pretty much those all went through. So I'm going to leave those. Let me go back now to automation and then sell calls. And so now these are covered calls that are now eligible. I bought them back at like maybe a 10% of what I sold them for. And now I'm going to turn around and resell them at 100% of their market price right now. So I'm just going to let this pull those back and to clear the record on that. So what this is doing is scanning across all my accounts, seeing what covered call positions I have. And again, this is just that, like that daily, like dollar cost averaging that I'm doing. Where are they? I think it's still loading. See if I can get those to load up. Okay, so I've got 11 different positions now, and you can see that some of them have multiple contracts. Like Iron has 3 contracts, then 4, then 4, then 1, then 2. Hood has 4. Oracle has 6. So what I'm going to do on these now is I've selected them all. It looks like that's going to collect a premium today of just around 6,900, just under 7,000. And so I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that these are all optimized. And they are. So I'm going to go ahead and just submit these through. So we'll just let that run its course. All right, I can see those coming through now. Yeah, we'll just let this run. There it is. Now, whenever you submit a number of positions, you can always come back up and just see how many filled, how many are in a working state. So, what I like to do sometimes, I'll just come up here. And today, I'm just going to select several of these and just see if I can tune them a little bit, just to resubmit them. We just went through, so I need to do that. All right, so I just submitted those again, and it looks like several of those are going to fill. There we go. And that took us, what, about 16 minutes today? And that's my normal routine. I guess the one thing I would do in addition to this, just even though this might go a little bit longer, is I'll usually go into my, let me do this, face. I'm going to cash secured puts, and I'll just run a number of positions here. This will take just a minute. I'll probably pause this for just a sec. All right, so that brought back 1,712 opportunities. So now I'm just going to see which ones I want to look at for the coming week. So again, we've gone through this routine a number of times now. I usually looked at the probability of profit right here is 85%, meaning that I will collect the premium on these and they will expire worthless, meaning I'll just select I'm able to just collect that full premium. So let's see if I just take a look at a couple of these. Let's see what their market. Look at coin. They had a happy day. All right. Okay. So they're just kind of bumping along at that. They had a little bit down, but they're right in the middle of the relative strength index. So I'm okay with that one. And what's Microsoft doing these days? AMD. What's AMD? Yeah, a little bit down yesterday, but he's kind of its relative strength is right in the middle. Grab that one. This. I had a bit of a down yesterday. Probably a good time to pick it up. All right. It's like a little bit of Walmart. What's it been doing lately? Yeah, it went down a bit. It's on its way up. I like to pick it up there. That's good. Now here, I'm just gonna select one of my accounts here. Let's see, where am I at here? All right, this looks like good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run these four. They're all right where I want them. And submit it. All right, processing. Boom. All right. Well, guys, that was my extended review today. It took about 19, 20 minutes. So kind of you can walk through the process, kind of see what I do each day, and come back every day for the next installment of my daily trading routine. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thanks, everyone. Have a great one.